IWC, did I hear something about disrespect? You're tired of being disrespected? These people are tired of being disrespected. Now Ringside Renaissance has a microphone, and you can trust when I say we have yet to begin to reach the levels of disrespect we are capable of. So for old time's sake, Jesse, give the IWC a happy ending and ring the bell.
You are now listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast.
We're back for another episode of Ringside Renaissance, and we're here with the RRW Weekly Review for WWE, Smackdown, and Monday Night Raw, and everything else happening in the IWC and the wrestling world that we want to talk trash about. And I'm here with the best co-host, the best tag team partner, the best friend in the world, Pretty Diddly Jesse. Jestradamus. And I'm Andrew Kombat Jones. Complex Jones. Click, clack.
Give me a hell yeah!
Yeah.
Bang. What a
All
week
right.
in professional wrestling. I seem to find that the IWC sometimes is more entertaining than professional wrestling itself because the levels that these people will go to try to be noticed and get attention and likes and clicks and shares is just off the charts these days. Boy.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad when you got to start an OnlyFans just to be seen, you know.
I tried starting one years ago, but I ended up owing all of my followers money for how disgusting it ended up being.
You ended up going in the negative.
It was very negative.
It was you did a lot of backdoor deals. Yeah.
We don't talk about that. I made them all sign NDAs, so they can't tell you if they did or not. But the king and queen of the ring is off to a fever pitch now. We have, just 3 weeks away, I think, 2 weeks away, I believe, until we have Night of Champions over in Saudi Arabia. And,
next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And we got a hell of a card started up for that. And then the following week, I believe it is Saturday night's main event. And we get the greatest World Heavyweight Championship match of all time. Can't wait to talk about that one.
Oh, yippee.
I'm Team Bret Hart, I just got to say. But
yeah. Absolutely.
I think what I really kind of want to talk about and get off my chest a little bit about is to start off with.
Do you? Hold on.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a travesty, and it's so sad to announce that Liv Morgan has separated her shoulder, and she is out now. The greatest women's wrestler, the greatest women's tag team champion of all time, will not be able to perform in her home state at her home event of SummerSlam.
Oh, she's out that long?
I know that's what you wanted to say.
No.
From what I heard, it could be 6 months or 8 months or 5-6 months. I thought it would be less, but I guess when you think about wrestling time it takes to get back, it's only a couple months away. So,
wow, I didn't know it was that long. That's not what I was going to bring up, but
thoughts and prayers, you know.
Yeah, T's and P's to Liv Morgan. You think about how many times she's spread her legs. A spread shoulder shouldn't be that bad, but
she might be able to still make it there. I mean, you don't need to use your arm or your shoulder when you're on your knees all the time. Instead, you know, doing photo shoots with Dom to remake the Sabrina Carpenter album cover.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but
you don't like espresso?
I don't.
Wow.
Everything you're saying is, I guess I'm on my knees because everything's going over my head and like.
Live under a rock.
Yeah. Yeah. But thoughts and prayers out to Liv Morgan, and cheers to your success and
Starbucks, baby. Yeah.
Godspeed on your recovery.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was such a simple maneuver too. It was just a leg drop, takedown, and she just landed wrong. And now people are saying because Kairi Sane was in the match with her, and Kairi Sane was also in the match where Zoe Stark got hurt. Now everybody's blowing up that Kairi Sane's an unsafe worker.
Well, I will say that Zoe Stark move was a bit botched by Kairi Sane. She was a bit too far back. I mean, Zoe probably shouldn't have jumped off the rope at that point to try to get all the way across the ring like she was doing. What's that move that Shane did? Coast to coast?
Coast to coast?
Coast to coast? Yeah, coast to coast. That's what it was. And she just had to go too far, and that's what. Yeah. I'm not saying what I'm saying, but it might be it might be a bit of sabotage.
I hate the word botch because wrestling's 100% real, so nothing is botched. But
I like sabotage. I think she did it on purpose. She.
Yeah, I like the Beastie Boys. Sabotage is okay with me, but
she's jealous. She's jealous of Liv.
But thoughts and prayers out to Liv Morgan. It sucks because right at the beginning of the match, like I said, it was just a routine maneuver to start out a match to kind of get a chain of wrestling in, and we hope the best for her. As much as I put her down, whatever. You don't like seeing superstars getting injured in the ring, so I will concede to that.
Yeah, been one of the best women wrestlers in the last few years, easily. You could put up there, and now it ruins all the plans, giant plans for SummerSlam, for Evolution 2. With Nikki Bella and the Bella twins possibly returning. And the storylines there. Now they're going to have to figure out something new.
Oh, no, we might not get Nikki Bella in a match. What a travesty.
Oh, wow. Coming. Legends. Yeah.
Okay, so legends. Sometimes legends need to stay legendary.
Mm-hmm.
You enjoying that coffee over there, man?
Yeah.
I got to say, man, I am so pro Starbucks. Like, they have never done anything like that really ever upset me or put me in a mood. And they
always even write something on the thing with a marker, fancy.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
No, but what I was going to bring up was the whole controversy that's surrounding the internet right now is this John Cena CM Punk match that's going to take place at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. The internet is going crazy with people that are so frustrated that CM Punk sold his soul for blood money, and it's just a continuous trying to get likes and clicks and interactions on the internet, and it's just. They say
he's got he will be debuting his new theme song for when he's over there. The Busta Rhymes. I'm getting A-Rab money. I'm getting A-Rab money. It's a banger.
Oh man.
Cash in, baby. Get that money. You ain't here to make friends.
My favorite thing is them commenting on social media sites that have been known to be backed by Saudi money to complain about CM Punk taking Saudi money. So,
yeah.
And what's really confusing to me about this is like they still watch the event. Like all these people that are crying and complaining and that's blood money, this, that. You're still going to watch Night of Champions. You're still going to watch the match. You're still going to do your little reviews, your little react.
If it still even happens in less than 2 weeks, I mean, hopefully.
Yeah. That's you're right.
It can get
you're
pretty
right.
hot over there,
It may turn
no
from
pun
Night
intended.
from Night of Champions to tribute to the troops real quick.
Yeah.
Not touching that one.
Yeah.
No new wars. So, but this face to face with Cena and CM Punk on SmackDown was just classic CM Punk and John Cena. Their back and forth, their whole demeanor, everything about it. Cena is, I give him crap on. He is a master class in the mic. CM Punk is what he is. We know he is the voice for the voiceless, and he uses that voice.
The king of the microphone, baby.
Okay. Who needs king of the ring when Punk is the king of the microphone?
Yeah.
I really like the back and forth. I think this is like the nostalgia that I like. I think Orton and Cena kind of missed the mark for me a little bit, but I think Punk and Cena is really kind of, I'm geared up for this match. I can't wait for it.
It was
think
good.
It's going to be great.
Everybody has said that they wanted to see like Randy and Cena as being like his retirement match. Well, I feel, in my opinion, I think Cena and Punk brought the best out of each other. And they're like complete polar opposites of how they do everything to a certain extent, especially how they did in the past.
Yeah.
So to have them together like that, it's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the new Austin and Rock, basically.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what it was. Yeah.
The juxtaposition. You could even go back to like Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes back in the day. Like Ric Flair was the millionaire, whatever, and Dusty Rhodes was the son of a plumber and the common man, and it's the same thing. CM Punk is kind of like that anti-hero, and John Cena was the hero and the corporate hero for so long, and now the roles have reversed, and that's why this retirement tour is kind of felt weird to me, because you think the retirement tour, but hey, shout out to them because they're trying something different, and like we're not seeing the same old,
right. Punk's
song and
jumping
dance
around to SmackDown too. He wasn't on Raw. They just did the thing through SmackDown this past time. Well, it had carried over from Raw the last time, I believe. But with what's going on with Truth, everything is kind of with Ron Killings. It's kind of
Thank you.
Yeah, Ron Killings. Even though they're still calling him R-Truth too on the microphone, they called him R-Truth on Raw, I think. Right? Yeah.
Well, R-Truth is getting released. Ron Killings is re-signed, so.
Oh, that's true. So he's still attacking Cena, but at the same time, Punk came out and cut up one hell of a promo. Talked about the disrespect, gave John, time to give him another chance to let the audience, celebrate him. And John said, "No, I'm gonna eat crow." And
So this whole thing with Punk going to Saudi Arabia to fight Cena, that's like built into the storyline too, because Cena says, "I want you to be at your most uncomfortable,"
right?
Which is really counteractive to when he says he wants the best and he wants to fight the best at their best, but then he says he wants to fight Punk when he's vulnerable and uncomfortable. So you have to kind of get your story straight there, Cena. But
yeah, I like the idea of it though. He's making him do something he doesn't want to do and go to one place that he does not want to go. Yeah,
and Cena, I'm sorry, Punk rebutted and said, "I would go to the depths of hell just to fight you." So like, he's kind of just saying that, like, even though he's uncomfortable with it, he's going to do it because he wants a shot at Cena. So
right. And when he says, "You're the goat that I'm going to spit roast and sacrifice to the gods of wrestling," ooh, god damn. Yeah, you can't see me. I can see through you, and I always have.
Ooh,
bitch. Damn.
CM Punk is like so do you think he actually has a snowball's chance in Saudi Arabia to win this match?
I think it would be completely hilarious and fitting if he did win it.
Yes.
I think if Vince McMahon, the one man we don't speak of,
we don't speak of this man.
Yeah, if Vince McMahon was still in charge, he probably would win it there. Just like Bray Wyatt, and Seth Rollins and all these weird things happening over at these other events and overseas. But I don't think he really has a chance. I hope so. I hope he wins, but it would be kind of like the most unlikely thing you would think is going to happen. Punk winning in Saudi Arabia.
Now, spoiler alert, because we are doing our predictions episode next week with maybe a very special guest.
Oh, yeah.
Now, are you going to predict against your man CM Punk?
I mean,
you don't got to give it away, but are you leaning that way?
Kind of, sort of, but not really. During the promo, Punk talked about the truth, and the truth will set you free. And who showed up but Ron Killings? R-Truth again to interfere. So I'm assuming some type of interference will happen. If they just go another route, the same route with a referee getting distracted and John Cena just kicking Punk in the nuts and hitting him with the title, just with them bumping the ref, then it'll be the same thing they've done 5 times, even if they do it with R-Truth anyways. But
yeah,
they got to have Truth play into it somehow. That's what I'm to this point until next week. I may change my predictions, but with R-Truth and everything, I think he's going to interfere sometime, and I think there's going to be some type of disqualification or non-disqualification. Punk might win, but he might not win the title. Even you know what I'm saying, in that type of way or something, maybe like that. I'm thinking. Or
so you don't think he's leaving Saudi Arabia with the title?
Nah, I hope so.
Nah.
He's leaving with a lot of money though. That Arab money.
A satchel full of diamonds.
That's a Busta Rhymes song. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't cancel me for that.
Don't cancel me.
No, actually cancel me.
Yeah,
I don't give a That's why I'm going to Tech. That's why I'm going to Texas, because once I go to Texas, then when I get on the show, I can say whatever the hell I want.
Oh, okay.
Because you can do whatever you want in Texas. You can say whatever you want. Yes, freedom of speech is protected there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's to say Kombat Jones isn't in Texas right now? Yo, you good?
What the hell?
Bro, we're doing a show right now. What are you doing?
What the hell's in my drink? What the hell is this?
What is that? Something was in your drink? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I just choked on I almost freaking died choking on this thing. It's a Starbucks barista pin. How the hell did it end up in my... Oh, man.
You had a barista pin in your Starbucks?
Yes. Like, without an end on.
Oh, my God.
All right.
You're going to have to make a call to your local Starbucks after this. The hell with that.
Yeah. Plattsburgh Starbucks, Route 3. You almost took out Kombat Jones, and that ain't cool. I'm calling my lawyers.
Oh, my God, man. You got me scared for a second. I'm trying to do a show. Sorry for the interruption there, ladies and gentlemen, but that is just... Man, I'm glad you're okay after all that. But Starbucks, you're getting it, man. That's messed up.
Yeah, I feel like it poked my inside of my cheek or something, or like my throat or something. It's like feels.
You got to wake up a lot earlier in the morning to think you're going to take out Kombat Jones like that. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. I
hope you're okay, man. Back to our regular schedule broadcasting. I love how everybody thinks Ron Killings is. They chanted, they hashtagged, they did all of this stuff to get R-Truth back, and he is the exact opposite character as he was in the past. So now people are going to complain that they switched his character up, but you're the ones that asked for this. So
yeah, I mean, he cut off his dreads and everything, and
yep,
he got a banger. He got a banger of a song though.
Yeah.
That when it all adds up. I mean, I almost think they should shout out to Dante. He kept telling me that he should change it to his theme song now, but I don't know if it's quite serious enough. The song, he needs. I don't know.
And at the end of the day, it's like
need a new theme song.
Everybody that did all the hashtags and all the tags and everything else online, when you're upset because Ron Killings changed it up.
And he's because he's not going to be funny anymore, so people aren't going to like respond or like him the same because he's not like acting funny, like a sideshow, like a gimmick. I think people don't mind if he's serious though and acting all crazy. Dante, as I said, he said he thinks Ron Killings, R-Truth, is going to be the one to take the title off of Cena.
Oh, really?
Could you imagine?
No, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I think it's a very slim chance. Yeah. Unfortunately,
don't think that's something that's going to happen. But as I was saying, the everybody that's upset if they all did this movement, if you will, voted, if you will, for R-Truth to come back, and then he switches up and doesn't stick to his policies that you're used to and that he promised he was going to do. Right. Don't be upset when he changes it up and switches it up and it's not what you voted for.
Yeah,
we don't want to hear it.
Don't be upset when the Aryan brother Cody Rhodes steps in and takes the championship.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now, like I said, the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments are heating up here. We got our final four brackets, which is really, really kind of. I like to see where they go. We have Sami Zayn and Randy Orton facing each other, and then Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso facing each other, which will be a crazy match. But the winner of those will go for the King of the Ring. And then, respectively, on the women's side, for Queen of the Ring, we have Roxanne Perez and Jade Cargill, and then Alexa Bliss and Asuka.
Right.
Pretty interesting matches for the semifinals, if I have to say.
Yeah. So Jade Cargill and Roxanne Perez. Well, the whole Roxanne Perez thing is kind of messed up now with Liv being out, with the Judgment Day of what maybe they had planned for that to a certain extent. So I think Jade can probably. Where do you even go with them with the four of those? Obviously, Asuka has to win, right?
I would think so, right?
Yeah, Asuka has to get to the finals at least. It's got to be Asuka and Jade. If not Asuka and Roxanne. You think Alexa Bliss is going to make it there?
No.
No.
I don't think Asuka's doing her return just to lose in the semifinals. I think she'd go to the finals. Her and Roxanne would be a great match. I mean...
Yeah.
But with everything going on, I don't know, with Jade Cargill, maybe Naomi's not done with her yet. Maybe she screws her out of the... There's been a lot of interferences in WWE lately. It's almost like every single match has some sort of interference or run-in or distraction or whatever. So I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens.
Yeah. We got 4 interesting matches coming. And leading to all of them, you had said that you didn't like the Fatal 4-Ways, but now we're back down to the singles matches. So...
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy, like on the men's side, you think like Sami, Randy Orton, Cody, and Jey Uso. That's like a whole clique of people. Like Cody's got his relationship with Randy. Cody's got his relationship with Sami. Cody's got his relationship with Jey. Like Jey and Sami got a relationship. Like it's like a crazy.
Yeah, you don't know where it's going to go. And then you had Karrion Kross coming in to talk to Sami, right?
Mm-hmm.
And get in his ear. And it sounds like they're heading somewhere. Sami and Karrion Kross.
Are we finally going to get it?
Hopefully.
Are they finally going to pull the trigger on this whole thing? Because I think an intro match to this rebirth in ring, if you will, of Karrion Kross, like the intro match against Sami Zayn,
right?
That would cook. Let him eat.
Be cinema.
Oh man, it would be. It'd be great. So maybe Sami can't get it done against Randy. Karrion gets in his ear a little bit more, and Sami's had enough of this shit.
Oh, okay. So you think it's going to be Randy versus Cody?
I think that's where they're going.
Think so? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately.
Can Jey get one over on Cody Rhodes? Could you imagine?
Oh,
I don't.
Goodness.
I don't even understand when it's when are they getting their title shot?
I think they just said whenever they want.
Oh, okay. And that would take place after the whole Goldberg and Gunther match, obviously, right? Yeah, because it's a week after that. So that'll be after that. So
yeah, great segue too, because Gunther came back after successfully winning back his World Heavyweight Championship match against Jey Uso, choking him out, but Jey never tapped out. And Gunther came out and was going on about competition and all of this stuff about, he's the best. And we heard the rumors swirling around the internet, but I got to tell you, I was thoroughly disappointed when I heard that music play.
Oh, yeah. Some of the worst, one of the dumbest theme songs, too. You can barely hear it. And especially if you don't have people screaming back in the audience, and you hear him back in the locker room come out and bang his head through the door and put his fist through the drywall like a Chad Goldberg. Yeah.
Okay.
I prefer Joe Goldberg over Goldberg.
Okay.
Bill Goldberg, yeah. But we got the return of Goldberg coming out to the boos and some cheers. I guess.
They had to pipe in the crowd, like chanting his name, so it sounded like the crowd was so excited. I don't know why people are so pumped about this. Like, look at the roster that WWE has right now. Like, it's just...
Is there people pumped about it in the IWC? Because I've
Oh,
seen a lot of
yeah.
people be like, "No, what the hell is going on?" Like,
No, people are
oh Lord.
are raving about this. But you would think that this match, they would have it in Saudi Arabia, right? Because like Goldberg's like a big attraction for Saudi Arabia, and that's where he beat Bray Wyatt, or the Fiend. I'm sorry, and
yeah, that's where he's done all his dirty work. Yeah,
but
with him and the Undertaker and all that. Yeah, oh yeah.
But the flip side of this is that they said that it's in Atlanta, which is Goldberg's hometown, and so maybe this is his retirement match. Maybe,
right, and that's where they had their interaction at the last one, I believe, or when he was in Atlanta. He had said, right, so
yeah. So I'm hoping that because it's like 3 weeks away, I'm hoping the build to it, like maybe Gunther kind of weasels him into a title versus career match or something, and then he ends up beating Goldberg. I don't see him choking Goldberg out, but
I think Goldberg choked over his words of what he was saying on the microphone too.
I think Gunther was a product of a kidnapping when he was younger, because like he was blink 2 times if you're in trouble, and he was excessively blinking during the promo. It was kind of funny how it worked out, but
yeah.
I don't. If Goldberg beats Gunther, bro, I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna be like very upset.
And if he beats him, like who the hell is gonna beat it? Like Gunther? We see what they do with Gunther and Jey or whoever. Gunther just gonna beat him the next night on Raw for the championship and take it back. Some dumb shit. Like how long is Goldberg gonna hold on to it? Or is he gonna hold it till SummerSlam and have a match at SummerSlam with somebody else and then they take it? Who the hell is he gonna face besides Gunther? And why the hell is he coming back just for Gunther? Like, what the hell is it about Gunther to him to be like, oh, I gotta come back and ruin another guy's career?
And just like I said, the way the roster is right now, how stacked it is. Like we have people like like we're big fans of Karrion Kross, sitting in catering and just popping in for 30, 45 seconds every Raw. But then we have Goldberg coming back. It's just, I think it's obnoxious, man. It's
anybody. There's so many people out there. Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, LA Knight,
somebody.
Solo Sikoa. Anybody, please. Goldberg. I'd rather have freaking Bret Hart come back.
I would too.
For Christ's sake.
But this is like thing, like Gunther had he lost to Jey at WrestleMania, right? And since then, what has he done? Like he had the match with Pat McAfee, which I liked, I enjoyed, but like in the grand scheme of things, that's not like Gunther's like, you know what I mean? He's top tier, whatever. I understood the storyline. I'm sorry. I understood the conflict at hand and kind of got it and stuff, but then he gets the belt back from Jey, and now he's going with Gunther. Like, give him something to like build on.
He's top tier, but he's kind of lost momentum. He's kind of gotten a little boring to me, honestly.
They need to have like him and Kaiser in a feud or something, or you know what? Maybe they're stalling for Ilya Dragunov to come back, because hopefully will come back soon, and Ilya and Gunther in a title picture would be pretty interesting. So.
Right, yeah, the IWC is a buzz again for Ilya Dragunov, obviously talking about him coming back very soon, but I don't know what the hell is going on, man. I can't get behind it.
I can't. I'm just not. Yeah, I'm not one of these
Goldberg,
guys that,
man. Come on.
I'm not one of these guys that tries to go on and force feed everything as positive with WWE, because they try to get noticed and get put on those little video packages before the matches of like these content creators like excited for something. Like I'm not going to do that. I'm never going to be fake. And this sucks. Goldberg sucks, bro. He was out of breath and drenched with sweat just walking to the ring.
Yeah.
Like, how is he going to?
You're next.
And Gunther is known for having long drawn out like physical matches, and Goldberg's matches are 3 minutes. So like, what's going to be the?
I don't understand. Like Gunther's either going to have to choke him out, or Goldberg's going to beat him in like a minute, like he did Brock, right? And he's just going to spear him and do all this crazy stuff and just like stun him completely, right?
I hope
he's going to take the L in his hometown.
I think Gunther squashes him. I hope.
You think he's going to come back for that? Oh my God. Oh man. Oh,
I don't know. I think that maybe Goldberg will get the upper hand. The ref will be distracted, and Bret Hart comes out and kicks Goldberg in the head.
hell
And
yeah.
then,
Yeah. It is a Saturday night main event too, so at least it's not an actual PLE that they're doing it for. But it's a lot of disappointing shit going on. Same with how we got with the tournament with the mystery guest or the mystery opponent. You know,
yeah,
Jey Uso got put into it. You lose the world title, and then you get the opportunity of being put into the match. You know,
it's tough, man. It's
it
just
makes
tough
sense with
sometimes.
Cody, but at the same time, it's like, come on. Like,
Yeah, because
how many
ultimately,
times are we gonna do this?
I think Cody's ultimately going to win King of the Ring, and then that's going to be his way into challenging
John.
John Cena for the title again, and
Yeah.
we'll see with that. But yeah, I really don't know. But you brought up Liv Morgan earlier and stuff. There is some problems in the Judgment Day, and when they're back in their clubhouse, and Raquel Rodriguez lost her qualifying match for Queen of the Ring, and
Yep.
I think Finn's a little bit upset that Dom's the one calling the shots in the clubhouse now, and
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to pivot away from this whole thing that's going on with Liv now injured.
Right. I think she's gonna be able to show up at some point now. Like they said she's gonna have to have surgery. That's why. That's why she's
Okay.
gonna be out that amount of time. If it was just a normal dislocated shoulder, I think, and you didn't have to have surgery, it's possible she might be able to come back. But if you're gonna have surgery, then you're gonna be out, right? And you got to rehab it and all that. If that's the case, which I was told, I'm pretty sure if my sources are reliable or not.
Okay.
But yeah, they seem pretty reliable too, though. You know. Yeah, I don't know. She can show up and still like be kind of like on the outside match and interfere and do stuff like that, kind of like Punk did when he was out for his time for like WrestleMania and stuff like that. So I expect her to still be there, hopefully at SummerSlam, to cause some type of interference or something and help Dom out in that type of way and be there for the storyline. But there's only so much she can do at that point, right?
You mean you can show up when you're injured and actually still perform?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so Wyatt Sucks fans take note of that one for them being gone for 6 months and saying because he was
Right.
injured they couldn't.
Well,
They
if you're
couldn't
not
show
there
up.
without your leader, you know, they might
Oh
have
my
just been
goodness.
sitting at. I missed a Whataburger. They must have been at one of the other Whataburgers the whole time they're eating. You know,
Maybe they couldn't go to Whataburger because one of them was injured.
they missed them banana cream pie milkshakes.
They suck, dude.
The
Like,
milkshakes?
no, the Wyatt
Oh.
Sucks. I try, man. Like, it's like that.
Yeah.
They had that tag team match, and like they're being more prominent on SmackDown. And it's like, what is the appeal of it? I'm just trying to
And you
figure
got
out.
Uncle Howdy sitting in the back in the rocking chair in the back, just watching the whole
Yeah,
time.
it's like it's just a cheap
stupid.
knockoff, bro.
It's dumb. It's stupid.
And the thing with that is like Bray didn't use that rocking chair for how long when he was the Fiend and everything. Like that was the Swamp Bray. Like that
Right.
was when that was prominent and like it just seems so forced. And let's just throw everything together and see because the fans are going to eat it up, and it's just not
Right.
good.
You still got Alexa Bliss using like the move halfway made up with the DDT now, and she still wears that jacket and shows her respect, but she ain't even part of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't even part of the Wyatts in any type of way. You know? Like, what the hell are they doing? The Wyatts suck. The Wyatt Six suck.
Yeah.
The Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six suck.
They may. Yeah, listen.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it completely.
And the problem is people don't separate the art from the artist. They might be great people. Like,
right.
You know what? Taylor Rotunda looks like somebody you can go and have a glacier hot dog with. But like,
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, the whole presentation of it is just not good. It just sucks. I'm just not feeling it at all. And man, oh man.
The gimmick sucks. There's no story for it. It just makes no sense. They just keep interjecting it for no reason with the tag
and we saw this tease for a while and stuff, and we saw the writing on the wall, and it's finally being presented to us. Shout out AJ for shouting us out in his presentation at work, by the way, too. That was really great. But Solo and Jacob Fatu, man. Like, I didn't think I was going to care about this as much as I do. And I got to say, as much as I like Jacob Fatu,
right,
kind of on Solo's side here.
Kind of rooting for Solo. See,
I'm rooting for Solo right now.
Okay,
I'm Team Solo.
Yeah,
I am so Team Solo. Dude, he's so menacing, bro. Like Solo Sikoa, man. I want to hear 4 words. I love you, Solo. Like, come on, Solo. Give him the title.
I got 2 words for you. Yeah. Solo Sikoa. Yeah. No.
I'm finally on board. It took a little bit to grasp me here, but
it's funny to see
Sikoa.
JC Mateo sitting in the background in the classes, like Men in Black style or something. You know, they ain't got the Tonga twins anymore. He's only got JC Mateo to sit back there.
Now you think they're going to come back at some point? Maybe
maybe, yeah.
This bloodline storyline is just completely kind of.
Yeah, yeah. Do they even bring them back? Is there even a point?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they need them? Then it'd be 4 on 1.
I don't know if like WWE is going to bring Roman Reigns back. Like, that's interesting to me because I don't know if you've seen the talk around the internet about them wanting him to take less money, and I guess TKO's asked Roman to like do a pay cut in his contract or renegotiate the contract with a pay cut and stuff. Yeah, because of him having a part-time schedule and stuff. But we legitimately have not seen Roman Reigns since, was it the night after WrestleMania?
No, it was after that. Was him and Punk got took out by like Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker and all them.
That was the night after WrestleMania, wasn't it?
Was it the night, or was it a couple nights after, or was it a few weeks after that?
I thought it was the next night because they came out to get their revenge on Seth for taking over Paul Heyman. Then Braun Breaker got revealed as like the next Paul Heyman guy.
Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe, yeah. Either way, like, yeah, he's been gone now. Yeah, it seems like with TKO, we had these releases, which is normal. We have anyways, but the way they've been running things and things it seems a little different.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if we're in this golden era anymore, like I was mentioned before, of WWE with what the hell they're doing with some things. But people want Roman Reigns back, that's for sure. But it had been rumored too that he had talked about that he wasn't far away from retirement too, or he was already on a part-time schedule for the last few years. Now, and then you never know what's up with his health stuff either. Technically, right? Like that's just something that's always there.
Now, do you think that Roman would come back and insert himself in like the Solo and Jacob Fatu kind of thing? Is he going to go back after Seth Rollins?
He's got to come back for Seth. He's got unfinished business with Seth. I still think that he comes back, and it's, if he does come back, and it's got to be before War Games, but I would think they got to have something going on, like that whole Seth thing and that faction has to lead the War Games.
Maybe SummerSlam?
Yeah, SummerSlam, it would make sense for Roman to come back.
Because this is what I think long-term might happen, and it might squash the whole John Cena thing. Cody Rhodes is going to win King of the Ring, right? He's going to challenge John Cena maybe at SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes is going to win the title back from John Cena at SummerSlam just to have Seth Rollins cash in and beat Cody Rhodes and become the champion the same night. And then we have the return of Roman to come after Seth Rollins.
Maybe win like the Royal Rumble or something.
No. I still think Punk and Rollins should be the end game at WrestleMania, but
at the next WrestleMania.
I'm not giving up on you, bro. I'm not giving up on you, bro. I'm not giving up on you.
Yeah, I want Seth to cash that shit in. Yeah,
but I think that's what's going to happen because they had
for that
the
title
main event
too.
Well, because the main event on Raw was the last Fatal 4-Way for the King and Queen or King of the Ring tournament.
Right.
Jey Uso was against Rusev, Bronson Reed, and Sheamus, and I believe Sheamus was the last one. And if you watch at the end, because there was like 400 interruptions and shit during the match.
Yeah, LA Knight. Yeah, you had everybody.
Braun Breaker came out. JC Mateo came out, I think, right, and attacked
I think so. Yeah.
I don't even remember. No, I don't think it was him. I think Braun Breaker attacked LA Knight, but it was just all over the place.
Penta came out.
It was just
he looked crazy. Yeah, he was doing some crazy stuff. Yeah, everybody was out there.
I think James Ellsworth came out at one point. It's just like everybody was just all over the place. And at the end of the match, Jey Uso wins. He gets the final qualifying spot, but then Seth Rollins comes out and starts attacking Jey, but then Cody Rhodes music hits and Cody comes out and confronts Seth Rollins. And I thought something big was going to happen, and it just turns into a standoff.
Right.
Which was kind of an interesting way to see Raw go off the air with like a 2-minute stare down and then a roll out of the ring. But that's where I'm thinking they're going with the cash in, is when Cody wins the title back, Seth is going to cash in on Cody because of that stare down.
That makes sense, because initially would think that it would make sense for like Seth to kind of go after Jey when he had the title, right?
Right.
Which had a lot of implications with all them and the things they had went through sort of with the bloodline and this and that, and it would make sense. But now Jey doesn't have the title. We got it on Gunther. Unless they've given the title to Goldberg for him to drop it to some other random person, or have Seth to be able to cash in on them. Yeah, I guess they're kind of pivoting for Seth to go after the other title, which makes it more important, which makes the briefcase more important, because this is the last couple times the person with the briefcase has went after the world championship, kind of, it seems like, right? So if we get it going after the Universal Championship, or whatever the hell they're calling it now, or what, yeah.
Undisputed
WWE, undisputed world Universal heavyweight-ish.
I mean, you can't have Seth cash in on Gunther, right? Because a heel, and you don't want people to cheer for Seth to win that title. You want to boo him.
And if people he would to cash it in on like Goldberg, it wouldn't make any damn sense either, really. I mean,
oh my God, don't even.
People ain't gonna boo that. They're gonna cheer it. I'm gonna cheer it at least.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is the thing that's gonna happen that Seth cashes in and gets booed? I think if he pins Cody,
right.
I think that's probably the only angle you have with that.
Yeah, because he's kind of already aligned himself with John Cena to a certain extent with how they've talked, or how Paul Heyman has kind of talked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, Cena had brought it up to a certain extent of how he wants Seth to get the other. Well, he did say he wanted Seth to get the other championship, and then he was going to take that championship and then leave.
Right.
So, oh man,
yeah.
I don't.
There's so many avenues they could go, and it's like we sit here and talk about how it's kind of getting stale, but then when we start breaking down like the different directions they could go, it's
we don't even know where they're going at with it all, with SummerSlam, and then even leading to WrestleMania. The same
SummerSlam's what, in August?
Yeah, August 2nd and 3rd. Yeah.
So we're less than 2 months away, and they don't have any sort of
there's nothing to build on. The only thing we have to build on is Cardi B hosting at MetLife Stadium.
I think that's where they're going to have Dom and Finn for the IC title. I think is probably SummerSlam.
Because we got Dom and AJ Styles coming up.
Yep. That'll probably be Saturday night's main event, maybe.
I think it's that Night of Champions.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's going to be cool to look forward to. That's going to be a good match, you would think.
Shout out to Dom. I heard Dom. Is there something, I don't know how to substantiate this? Let us know in the comments if this is true or not. But something about Dom has wrestled more dates than any other wrestler in WWE this year.
Really? So he's the MVP. He's been the workhorse. He's been working. The most improved player award. The MVP, the 6-man award, if you will. He just keeps getting better and better though.
Mm-hmm.
Dom is crazy. He gets it. He gets it now. He's not scared now. He's bold. Every interview, anytime you see him out in public, he's talking shit. Like, it sucks with Liv getting hurt, because some people were saying it could be possible, that AJ Lee, she's from New Jersey, she could have showed up at SummerSlam or had a thing happen if the Bellas wasn't AJ Lee and Punk versus Liv and Dom, a mixed tag match. down the line somewhere. Even
I think
like,
you're
come
reaching
on,
for that one.
Yeah, you never know. It'd be good. It'd be good. You never know. But Dom is just killing it. With the live stuff, it's too bad because they're on such a great run with what they're doing. But
now a lot of people are saying that they have this whole like, will he, won't he? Is Dom going to end up with Roxanne Perez, which I don't think is going to happen. I think Roxanne's going to align with Finn.
Finn's pulling the strings with that. Yeah,
but. Some people are saying that is Roxanne going to turn on Liv, or I'm sorry, Raquel going to turn on Liv inside with Dom.
Right.
That's a whole thing too. Is Raquel Rodriguez secretly?
So my sources,
okay,
were telling sources. Me, yeah, my sources were feeding to me that Nikki Bella was going to come back and have the rivalry with Liv, but then down the line, it was more going to end up with it was going to be Liv and Raquel for the tag titles, and Brie Bella's going to come back, and the Bella twins are going to win them tag team titles from Liv and Raquel at like Evolution or at SummerSlam or something like that, for their type of comeback retirement thing, and yeah.
Could you imagine? Imagine?
I mean, the internet would love it. People would love it. You see the pop. She gets, like. It would make sense, especially with the Evolution thing. Now was in trouble now too, like they said, because they didn't really plan it much. There's not much build towards it, and now you got Liv out too, which is one of the bigger stars of the women's division, and you had Nikki Bella obviously having a feud with her, which was going to be one of the big things going in it, a legend comeback. So now you got to shift and actually have somebody completely different go at her now.
Do you think it would have to be like Roxanne because they can kind of plug and play because she's part of the Judgment Day or whatever?
Yeah.
That would be tough, though. That would expose Nikki. If Nikki was in the ring with somebody like Roxanne, as polished and sound as Roxanne is, that would probably really expose Nikki. I mean,
yeah, we don't know. Roxanne could hold her own with the microphone too, I think, with her, and Liv did a great job with Nikki Bella in the ring with the shots that were throwing back at each other, with Roxanne and about Dom and everything. But
I got a man.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing. Yeah,
that shit sucked, man.
Couple of the year, they need to earn some awards for that. Best. Yeah.
But shout out to Dom, man. Like you said,
Dom's crazy.
Yeah. Being committed to what he is right now.
He just talks trash about everybody. He'll still talk trash about his deadbeat dad. He'll still talk all the trash about CM Punk. Like he's got a rivalry coming down the line with Punk at some point.
Oh, he's got to.
For all the trash, and that, like, everybody wants it. Like
did you see him on Hot Ones?
Yeah.
When he was on Hot Ones, they said, say something nice about your dad or eat a wing. And he didn't even think about it. He just grabbed the wing and started eating it. I was like, he is so committed. Like
he's so funny in person too. Like the little interactions people have with him. I've seen somebody dress up as him. He's like, get the hell out. Get away from me. I don't even want to be around you. Like he's just hilarious. Yeah. he gets it now. He gets it.
But very quickly, because we will have our King and Queen of the Ring predictions next week. And this Friday night on SmackDown, we're going to have the semifinal matches, one of each, the women's and men's, and then Raw going to have the men's and women's. Very quickly, who do you think is going to be the finals for the men's and women's King and Queen of the Ring?
Oh man, I guess jeez. Is it Cody and Orton?
Oof.
Or is it Cody and Sami?
You think Cody's going to the finals either way?
Yeah, I guess he's got it at this point. Because who else is going to challenge John Cena? Is it going to be Jey? Or it could be Orton, I guess, or Sami. Sami somehow take it. Sami would be a huge underdog versus Cena, I guess, but it wouldn't make sense for Cody. It's got to be Cody, right? Like they want Cody to get back there with John Cena. He's got the unfinished business. Like he's the quarterback,
Because Sami could win and challenge Gunther, too. He doesn't have to challenge Cena.
Yeah, that's true. That's true also. But, yeah, Sami could win in Saudi,
I'm just going to go the safe route and say Cody and Orton. I think that's kind of...
Yeah.
They had been teasing those two feuding for quite a while. And then, when Cody was the champion, Orton kept staring at the belt. And
then Cody just wins clean against Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't really like it.
I don't either, but
put the four of them in a goddamn fatal 4-way match.
Oh, here we
Night
go.
of Champions. You might as well just put the four of them in a fatal 4-way match at Night of Champions. Make it less murky and make more sense.
I don't think that would make sense, but
yeah, it doesn't make sense either way. They're all faces at this point.
Yeah, that is very true.
Unless Orton's gonna kind of turn, I guess, but which he kind of did allude to a little bit. But
King of the Ring is less about babyface and heels and who's the best. You know what I mean? So
right,
it's got a built-in story. Cody finally beats his mentor in a match, and
we'll see how much it holds over. Because last year, a lot of times the people will hold on to that kind of king or queen title thing, but Gunther, he didn't do that last year. He won it, of course, right? But he challenged for the title, and that's all that was.
That's all it was. Just a means to an end for him.
And the women, shit. I mean, Asuka's got to take out Alexa Bliss. I think that's an interesting matchup to have in the first place. And Asuka coming back too, she looked crazy, wearing all black this time. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what her new face paint is gonna look like her new getup, everything that she was wearing. It was all black and even more demented and demon and crazy face mask looking face war paint she had going on. It was cool. Yeah,
it was cool because you think like the Netflix era, like there's people just watching WWE for the first time. That was their first introduction to Asuka, and like she knocked it out of the park. Like just the way she moves and the gimmick and the mask and everything. Like it just was like, if that was my first time ever seeing her, I'd be like, oh, this is legit right here. This is a superstar, you know.
Yeah, and her and Asuka and Stephanie Vaquer when they're kicking Raquel in the face during that fatal 4-way match. That was a good fatal 4-way match that Asuka won too, with Stephanie Vaquer, Raquel, and Ivy Nile. Yeah, they were going all out in that match too. But yeah, Asuka and Stephanie Vaquer looking at each other together. That they had a good clash in that match, like something down the line. That's something good too to see.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of people were upset that Stephanie Vaquer didn't win, but you got to remember about Stephanie Vaquer is that she's a future star, and Stephanie Vaquer is going to be a women's champion at some point. It's just not the time. I think right now Asuka coming back is the big story, and so I'm going to say Cody and Orton for the men's. I'm going to say it's going to come down to Asuka and Roxanne for the women's. I think Asuka's going to win it because her against Io Sky is kind of like a story, like that story writes itself.
Oh, okay.
Asuka and Io Sky against each other. I think that would be pretty.
That makes sense. And we kind of get some type of interference, and then with Jade and Naomi kind of messes that up with her against Roxanne Perez, right? Because normally you're going to think Roxanne Perez ain't going to beat Jade Cargill clean.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way in hell, right?
No.
But Asuka, Alexa Bliss, really, I don't have nobody going against her or nobody. So Asuka is just going to obliterate Alexa Bliss, right?
I would have to think so. I don't think that there'd be anything.
She's going to kick her head off.
Bro.
Or whatever she does now. She got the what they call it? The back end. Her new finishing move, whatever. And Corey Graves said it was good to see Corey Graves back. He took, Pat was off. Pat took his time off, probably to go watch Halliburton score 4 points, in game 5. Yeah, game 5. Unfortunately,
you know what's funny? Is that like I'm a big Pat McAfee fan. I love everything he's doing.
Yeah,
but as far as like and I really like him on commentary.
Right,
but Cole and Graves just sounded so right together.
He sounded good. And Corey Graves was like, you could tell he was flexing a little bit because he was back, because he was like saying some of like the more of the technical terms.
Yeah.
And Michael Cole was like, oh, wow, I haven't heard that in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they both bring something different. And Corey, he brought, he took advantage of his moment that he had.
Yes. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was going to, I thought there was,
I kind of get sick of him here and there for a while. Corey Graves, you know what I'm saying? At times, but for him to be back, I did appreciate it though. You know, so
I agree, and it's like
yeah.
I said, I'm a big Pat McAfee fan, but I can't. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that Graves and Cole sat like just the flow, everything they were talking about. It was just like calm down, precise. Like when Jey came out and Michael Cole was like, "Oh, are you gonna yeet?" and he's like, "We'll see how it goes. We'll see how I feel in the moment."
Yeah,
and then
he did a little something different. Yeah.
And then he said something to Michael Cole about you're gonna separate a shoulder or something like that, doing the yeet or something. I said,
because
"Oh no."
that's more of like a real dynamic of how like a play-by-play and a color commentator go together.
Yes.
The dynamic of them compared to how Pat is kind of just like that celebrity kind of stepping in and just, you know, he's funny, he's great, we love Pat, you know, but Corey Graves,
well, if you look at like
that's his world, that's what he gets, he knows it all, he knows all the moves, he knows all the people, like he's a wrestler, you know, like he understands.
And if you look at like play by play and color commentary over the years, they're always the color always kind of has to be like the heelish,
right?
Kind of like when you had like Vince McMahon or Gorilla Monsoon with Jesse the Body Ventura. Jesse was always kind of like the anti or whatever, or even like Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan or Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. Like there was always like that. The color commentator is always kind of like siding with the heels a little bit and kind of being like the devil's advocate with everything, and having Pat and Cole like always agree on everything and stuff. It's kind of like, okay, after a while, it's like I want some clash at the commentators table, you know.
And we've seen Pat kind of do that a little bit, but at times, you know, and then Jesse Body Ventura come in and kind of throws off the whole dynamic of it. But going back though, my favorites all the time is definitely Vince and Jerry the King Lawler, and if not for sure Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler. That's my favorite commentators all the time.
Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler in the Attitude Era was just phenomenal.
That's, you know, but I guess we're biased because that's what we grew up with.
Yeah, exactly.
I hated Michael Cole at the beginning. I couldn't stand his ass.
Oh yeah, the Ivy Shore pubic patch that he had and stuff.
Yeah.
A little bit ridiculous, but
yeah.
Let us know in the comments who your favorite commentators of all time were.
Yeah.
But man, that was Raw and SmackDown. We are heading to Night of Champions, where the King and Queen of the Ring. It's weird saying that the King and Queen of the Ring isn't the event. It's Night of Champions, where King and Queen of the Ring is going to be crowned.
Yeah, it's different now. It's different. Yeah.
So I'm pumped to see who wins. I think it's going to be Cody. I think that's kind of where they have to go with it. We're already halfway through the year of John Cena's retirement tour. I think something kind of has to give so he can start his redemption arc before he does retire.
Right. And as Punk said, I mean, leading it into it. So we got SmackDown, we got a Raw, and then we got another SmackDown before it happens. So we're going to see Punk and Cena face to face again. And Punk really took the initiative this past promo to get at Cena. So now we're going to possibly see Cena's rebuttal, right? Does Cena know how to talk on the microphone? Cena knows how to talk shit. So are we going to see another epic back and forth between Punk and Cena? I sure hope so.
I do too.
Because Punk got at him.
And
the week before he got at him. Yeah, it's nostalgia. It's as good as it gets. The internet was a buzz. It was crazy. You could tell the whole time, like, Cena probably told Punk to go out there and let it fly and say whatever you want. And you could see Cena smirking a couple times, like, yeah, that was good. I like that. That was good. I like that. Yeah, like. And he's right. Punk was right. You've taken all my things, and you've never beat me at my best. I beat you every time I took the title and I left. You're stealing all my things that I've done. So it's, you know. And then talking about they kind of laughed a little. They both kind of smirked a little. He's talking about you got to give these people a happy ending. I'm like, what are you talking about? Happy ending. The Peacemaker. Yeah.
Man, I'm pumped. I'm looking forward. That's the match I'm looking forward to. I mean, you know, the King and Queen, whatever.
Yeah.
But man, let's see it one last time. Let's run it back. Cena, Punk. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it with all the women around too. We haven't seen Bianca. Naomi's out there lurking with the Money in the Bank briefcase. We got Charlotte Flair backstage, not winning, not getting through the tournament. Where will she go with all this?
Bailey and Becky.
Bailey and Becky. Yeah, we barely touched on that. Bailey and Becky. Yeah, Bailey come out and kicked a pretty good promo, and getting at Becky, and Becky throwing it right back. And Becky was doing her best too with the Chicago Bears stuff going on in Green Bay, right? Yeah,
and that's legit because Seth Rollins is legit a Chicago Bears fan, so it wasn't just forced. It was kind of it seemed like a real thing.
And Seth had been dressing a little better recently too. His suits are snazzy, but he'd been keeping it with the suits, and he's rocking his chain now, his necklace. He's got his custom necklace. And
how much of that is you think Paul Heyman was probably like, bro? You're going to be a Paul Heyman guy. You gotta dial it in a little bit.
Yeah, you got to stop. Yeah, going in your wife's closet and taking her clothes and
come out of the closet, Seth.
Come out of the closet, Seth. Yeah, you're not walking at the Met Gala. Like, come on, But man, Punk and Cena. I can't wait to see what more they do with that. It's crazy, nostalgic, insane. Wow. I don't even know. I don't even know what's next. Looking forward to SmackDown. Looking forward to Raw, SmackDown, and Night of Champions. We'll be back next week with our special Night of Champions predictions with a very special guest. So we hope y'all will tune in and see who that is. We can't wait. Yeah. Shout out to Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. Yeah.
That's right.
You already know. Shout out to everybody out there. We appreciate all the support on social media, YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram. Hit us all up on all them. TikTok, you already know. Yeah. And we'll see where we go from there as we get ready for SummerSlam. We'll be live, baby. We'll be live. That's all we got to say. Yeah. Shout out to Texas. You already know.
We see that one dislike and we don't care about it.
Exactly. Yeah. Go follow the Watch Squad if you want to get some entertaining television. Yeah. Go watch some reruns. Bringing it to you raw. Shout out to Slick Rick for dropping an album. It's been over 20 years. Victory, baby. Yeah. So, of course, that's the best co-host in the world. Pretty Deadly Jesse. Yeah. And I'm Andrew. Combat Jones. Complex Jones. And you've been listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast. Peace.